Hey everyone, Chris here from RealRideshareStories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also, before we get started in today's hilarious video, tonight we are doing a live stream giveaway for a dual dash camera. So if you haven't known about that or you didn't know about that, it will be happening tonight, December 20th, about 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be starting. Not sure exactly when, but it will be starting right around that time frame. So I don't even know what time it is right now. About noon. So in about five and a half hours is when we're going to be doing the live stream giveaway. So make sure you subscribe and have notifications turned on so you'll be notified when I do go live. And then that way you can enter in your chance to try and win a Blue Sky C B2W dash cam. I'm going to tell you about that all on Omar. I'm going to tell you that later on the live stream there. What's going on, Robin, Omer, Brian? How's everybody doing? Oh, my bad. Sorry. Sometimes this falls when it's cold. So I do apologize if it falls. I'll try to capture it right away. But as you can see on the thumbnail, we got a really funny video for today, especially when it comes to Lyft is blocking certain users that have quote unquote bad names. So somebody with the name like Mike Fingers, who is actually a journalist, I believe in somewhere in Texas, is being told to update their name because Lyft's algorithm is actually changing the name into, or I'm sorry, it's making them change their name because it's thinking that it's a bad name and against community guidelines. So I read this article. I've actually read a couple from, I think The Verge has one. New York Post already has them. So it's actually pretty hilarious what's going on. Hey, what's up, Ed? How's it going? Just got notified from the bell. That's good. Sometimes, yeah, the notification subscriptions can go away due to YouTube's own algorithms. But yeah, we're actually talking about some of Lyft's algorithms. So yeah, it's actually pretty funny. So there's a couple of tweets that I've seen on some of these articles with the last name Cummings, which, yes, I know a few people with the last name Cummings. That's not a bad name. I also know a lot of people named Dick. So that's also not considered a bad name. But these people are getting notifications and emails from Lyft that if they don't change their name because it's against community guidelines, they will be blocked from using this service. So this is absolutely hilarious. What's up, Reboot Computer Repairs? How's it going? Robin, you picked up Lucifer on the Uber app. His star rating was 4.99, so I knew it wasn't Dara. Dara's is 4.75. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Dara's is actually generated as well too, where they do some sort of trickery and take away the bad ratings, because I'm sure every driver out there probably gives them a 1 star, if not more, or if not pretty close to that. What's up, first time driver from Detroit? Hey Charles. Derek, how's it going? Poor Take Long, whatever will he do? James, how's it going? Yeah, so what do you guys think? I know that the problem is that there's fake names out there, and yeah, there's a lot of people who do things like Your Daddy or Lucifer, as the one comment had just said. Yeah, there's a lot of these fake names out there, but there's a lot of people who are actually having real names, and unfortunately, this problem is a real problem because if you're using your real name, they're telling you, oh, you have to change your name because it goes against community guidelines. So it's a complete backfire of what's going on. Now, in my personal opinion and what I think should be happening, which I don't know why isn't yet, you know, these names, again, they're not bad. I know a lot of Dicks. I know people with the last name Cummings. I mean, Finger, is that really a bad last name? Wow, Fingers, what do you do? And there were quite a few different ones. I think I saw butt plug on there too, with the last name of butt plug. So there are a lot of crazy and weird and unique names, which, you know, are their legal born names. And unfortunately, that's a real problem when they put these algorithms that try to spot these bad names. All you got to do is have a ID that you take a picture of, just like drivers do, and use your actual name. If for some reason there's any sort of flag, so like if they say your name is Dick Cummings, well, and it actually is that real name, then you can just go to the ID and see, oh, that person is really named Dick Cummings. So they're not faking it in any way, shape, or form. That's only if it gets red flagged. But people should be using their real names first off. There shouldn't be these made up fake names like your daddy, like Lucifer, like serial killer, because those ones probably may not actually have a problem. But certain names out there. And also one of the other things that's going on too is foreign sounding names are also being affected by this. So if they think it sounds like gibberish or something like that, even though it's a foreign name and an actual name, they're getting blocked out too, where they're going to have to change their name. So this is just a huge mess on Lyft's part. And when I read this, I was just laughing my ass off when I saw this. But yeah, just a way, here's a problem solve, Lyft. I'm going to give it to you straight. ID, take a picture of have them take their ID. They have to be 18 or over. If you are over 18, you're supposed to have an ID because you're going to be ID'd for purchases like alcohol, purchases like tobacco products, and a lot of other different things out there. So if you're 18, hey, guess what? There you go. So that solves the 18 problem, and it also solves the name problem, where then drivers know exactly who they're picking up, what the name is, and then if there's any altercation during the ride itself, they know exactly who to look for and can find it by looking up their driver ID number. Each state has that. And also the address, which, yes, they may move or something, but that ID will be updated, and it will be much easier to find the actual person, because then they can submit that information to the police, and the police can do their investigation by sending it out to news media or wherever. So there's a lot of things like that. But yeah, what do you guys have to say about some of these names right there? Hey, John, what's going on? James, Old Man, how's it going? If they would make riders upload their ID, yeah, exactly. Derek Phil, we have a non-English speaker in town who uses the name of their business to help drivers figure out where to pick them up. Yeah, that's good. I mean, there's a lot of ways to deal with non-English speaking people, or people who just don't speak the same language as you. So I know a little bit of Spanish that I can kind of get by, but Google Translate is a fantastic app that you can translate pretty much to any language and have a conversation, even though you cannot speak each other's languages or native languages in any way, shape, or form. That helps me a lot too, especially when I'm in Niagara Falls. That is a huge destination for a lot of people who don't speak English. And if there's any altercation or any issue there when it comes to language barrier, just pop out Google Translate and boom, there you go. That's one way to do it. Robin, it would also stop minors from taking, yeah, right there, exactly. Riders from that might have a photo. You have to see it's from 2007. Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, the ID photos, that's not really a big deal because I can take a photo right now and that's updated. But the ID itself is going to have all of the information tied to it. So all you got to do is just look at your driver ID, and you can get all of the information that isn't just on your ID. So they have the databases of information that police need to use if there's any altercation or issue. Obviously, that's a small percentage of rides. But yeah, this will also help solve this. Oh, all right, am I back? I hope I am. Sorry about that. I'm trying not to turn my car on right now, only because I don't want to waste gas. So I do apologize for that. Every once in a while, the stand will fall. Hey, Lisa, what's going on? Julie, you have to add a credit card or debit that would have the correct name. You could, but you don't have to. You could also do like Uber gift cards. So that's one of the issues with it when it comes down to the gift cards itself. So you can create a fake account, and if somebody was a band, this, that, and the other thing, you can use other means. You can use a stolen credit card that may have data on it. You might be able to use prepaid cards as well. So there's a lot of ways around creating an account when it comes down to it. Speaking of bad names, when you worked at Toronto Pearson International Airport, you were in the airport customer assistance program. We have to write down all passengers we handle in wheelchairs. Yeah, you know that. I mean, I get that. That makes sense. If anything happens like that, you picked up Trump is impeached last night. Oh man. Oh, people just don't understand what that means. This is not a political channel. I'm not going to get into it. But I love watching the news, and I love seeing what people are not realizing about everything. Their first name should match the waybill. Yeah, I agree right there, Robin. John, it happened. That's happened to you before. You about died when you see the rider's name. Yeah, some of them are pretty crazy, some of the names that they come up with. Unfortunately, like I said, it's not something that they should be allowed. I can understand nicknames. So like if your name is Nicholas and you want to be called Nick, sure, that's fine. If you want to be Mike instead of Michael, or Dick instead of Richard, that's not really a problem right there. I don't have an issue with that. I understand a lot of people like their nicknames being used, but when it comes to fake names altogether, like Lucifer, like your daddy, whatever it might be, those are the real problems that are happening, and that's the real issue. And then also not necessarily being able to track who was in the car if there is an altercation, or find out who was the person. That's really a problem. Rideshare, Lisa, yes, they did start the pin. There's been a lot of things going on in the rideshare news, which is pretty crazy. There's so many things. So I probably will actually have a couple of videos over the next couple of days posting about all the different stuff. There's lawsuits going on between between drivers and Uber. There's the pin that's just started, which is a fantastic thing that will help stop a lot of these issues, like the wrong rider scam, like the Say My Name BS. All of that stuff will go away. The only thing is, the problem with that is it's optional, and I'm going to make a video on that just itself. But yeah, it's good to see. There's a lot of markets that got the pin, including ours, Lisa. Chris, you mean if we as drivers are held to such set guidelines, riders should have to follow as well? Yeah, 100%. And it doesn't happen because they're the ones who are paying. We're the ones who are getting money. So by those standards, you want to treat the passenger and the rider a lot better than you treat your driver, because drivers are seen as the expense versus the income. But if it wasn't for drivers, they wouldn't be giving any rides to any passengers to create some sort of income. So yeah, it's a big problem right there. Everybody should be equal, whether it's driver, rider, driver, company itself. Everybody should be equal, but unfortunately, that's not the case, so it's got to be some things there. Juice Fran? I don't know. I don't know if that's French or not, but hey, how's it going? Sorry if I butchered that. But yeah, what do you guys think about the whole name thing when it comes down to it? And then also, you're changing your name to consent. Yes, that is funny, Paul. And if anybody doesn't get that, that's a video that I posted from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, where this girl was talking about consent in my car and all this crazy stuff. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out, because that was just a really weird, awkward video thing, what's going on. Car dealership ordered Lyft for you to get home yesterday. Great ride from James. had I given the dealership a fake name, he may have picked up the wrong rider and back charge. Yeah, that's another thing too. I mean, when there's these third-party rides that are going on as well, can be a problem as well. But yeah, I just wanted to get out there, say that. I thought this was hilarious. I laughed my ass off when I read this. And I'm thinking to myself, damn it, Lyft, if you would have just smartened up and used their actual names or ID right off the bat, you wouldn't have these problems. And if you wanted to kind of look at that, instead of just sending out this blanket thing, you could have done it internally where you could have reviewed it by actually looking at their IDs and seeing what was going on. You could have saved yourself a lot of trouble, a lot of headache, and yeah, that's just really funny. My thoughts on the lawsuit on Jay. Paul, I'm going to actually be doing that in another video as well. I wanted to kind of keep this video as it is. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos over the next couple of days to just get caught up on it. The whole thing with Rideshare Professor and Jay both suing Uber. I'm going to talk about that in one video. I'm going to talk about the PIN verification code in another video, and then just kind of everything else that's going on too. So those will be coming. Also, just wrapping up real quick right now, tonight is the live stream. It's going to start about 5:30. I'm not sure exactly when, but make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for that. We are giving away a dash camera, so if you want your chance at winning that, I'm going to go through all of the information then and there on how to win and all that. We're going to kind of talk about it. I'm probably going to start it a little bit later. I mean, the drawing itself, probably about 15-20 minutes, just so everybody can get in who wants to do that and be part of it. Just kind of, I mean, you know, when you put time frames out there, everybody starts joining in later. So we'll probably do something real quick, hang out a little bit. But yeah, about 5:30 is when it's going to start. Again, giving away a dash cam, which is the Blue Sky C B2W dash camera. And look forward for that tonight. It's about 12:07 now, at least Eastern Standard Time. Rest of the world, just think about it. It's about 5 hours from now when I'm going to go on. You're in the Houston market and just got the inbox messaging about the PIN code being implemented here, but haven't had to do one yet. Yeah, Chris, it's coming. I'm excited for it. The only downfall about that I'm going to say right now is it's going to be optional when it should be mandatory, and it should be across all rides, all platforms, including Uber and Lyft. Or any other rideshare company that may be out there, just as a way to get things going and make sure everybody is in the right ride as it should be. All right, that's the end of today's video. Again, I thought it was hilarious. If you guys want to check out some of the articles on some of the names and tweets, New York Post has one, The Verge has one. I'm sure there's quite a few other news articles that already have it with some links to some of the Twitter names and some of their comments, which is absolutely hilarious. So yeah, it was a really funny thing to wake up to this morning and see. But yeah, again, tonight, 5:30 when we're going to be starting Eastern Standard Time in about 5-ish hours or so for that dash cam giveaway. So if you want your chance at it, and it's a thank you for hitting the 5,000 subscriber mark, which again, thank you everybody who subscribed and watches the channel. Couldn't do it without all of you. So that was awesome. All right. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, and we'll see you next time.